Even in the modern day and age where pretty much everything happens on the internet, conventions are still really big. For example, Comic-Con, attended by about 150,000 people each year, showcasing more TV shows, card games, anime, and of course comics than you could ever imagine. Or E3, which is closer to 60,000 annual visitors, showing off all the new video games and consoles that you'll be seeing throughout the next year. But you'll notice that though it isn't exactly missing, there's a surprising lack of Minecraft anything at these conventions. Why is that? Well, you've seen the title by now, so I shouldn't really have to explain it, but Minecon, an annual convention held by Mojang with tens of thousands of attendees every year, showing off new updates and side projects of the team, taking in questions from the fans, and much more. But over the last 11 years, yeah, it's been that long, Minecon has grown quite a bit. From a spontaneous meetup in Washington to an international phenomenon hosting over 15,000 people all there for just one game. So let's take a look throughout the history of one of the most impressive and occasionally cringeworthy pieces of Minecraft history. The story of Minecon starts all the way back in August of 2010, well over a year before the first official Minecon was held. Around this time, Minecraft was just starting to gain some serious traction. In fact, CNanner's first Minecraft video, which is often cited as the launching point for Minecraft's popularity, was uploaded on August 25th. With Minecraft now having a small but loyal fanbase, several players had asked Notch if there could possibly be a meetup for fans of the game, and it just so happened that on August 31st, he would have the entire day free in Bellevue, Washington. So naturally, he agreed and would do a small meetup in the city, the unofficial Minecraft Con 2010. Even though Notch had been to a few conventions in the past, he didn't have any experience setting up one of his own, so we left a lot of the decision making and organization up to the community. So players from across the world organized on a Minecraft forum thread and got to work. After a lengthy discussion, they decided to hold their makeshift convention right in the middle of the Bellevue downtown park. The convention started at 5 PM, and so did the rain, but that didn't stop Notch, about 50 members of the Minecraft community, and a man in a full creeper costume from playing some casual sports, holding a signing, and doing a quick Q&A. From what I can tell, even with how rushed and chaotic this first meetup was, it was a success. Pretty much everyone that went enjoyed it, not because it was some grand extravagant event, but because it was a cool way to connect with other fans of the game and even the creator himself. Just hours after the finish, players were already theorizing about Minecraft Con 2011, but none of them could have known what was to come. Minecon 2011, the first true convention for the Minecraft community and one that was symbolic of how far the game had come in such a short time. In just 1 year, Minecon went from a 50-person spontaneous meeting in a random Washington park to a massive event in a Las Vegas resort hosting nearly 5,000 people from all across the world. Tickets went on sale on August 11th of 2011, 99 days before the convention began, coincidentally being sold for $99 a ticket at first, before the price was raised by $40 in October. By the 28th of that month, the tickets were sold out, so it was clear that there was a lot of hype surrounding the event. Day by day would pass as it got closer to November 18th, the opening date of Minecon 2011. Eventually, the day came, and 4,500 people arrived at the front doors of the Mandalay Bay Las Vegas resort. At 10 in the morning, those doors would open, and in flooded thousands of fans of the international phenomenon that was Minecraft. For the first 3 hours, attendees would simply play, talk, marvel at the Minecraft art lining the walls, and test out the new Pocket Edition, released just a week before Minecon, and the Xbox 360 demo version half a year before it would be available to play. At 1 o'clock, the Mojang team came out to give their opening address and officially release Minecraft 1.0 to the public, marking the true beginning of Minecon. Throughout the next day and a half, they would host a developers panel, a Mojang panel about Scrolls and Cobalt, a Yogscast panel for fans of the YouTube crew, and a few more panels on various parts of the game. The first day ended with the kickoff party for all ages, and the second ended with the adults-only Into the Nether party hosted at the nearby XS nightclub, complete with a lot of drinks, deadmau5 as the DJ, dancers in cut-off Minecon 2011 shirts, and Prince Harry, which might just be the best sequence of words to have ever been uttered. Like, seriously, do I even need to make a joke here? This is amazing, it's like a fever dream. When it was all over, after a small bit of drama between Notch and the Yogscast, everyone settled down to discuss the event and enjoy their nice new creeper capes. From what I can tell, Minecon 2011 was just alright. It wasn't great, wasn't horrible, and above all else, it seemed very poorly planned. It seemed that going from a field in Washington to a nightclub resort in Las Vegas in just a year would be a bit of a culture shock for Mojang. Who would have guessed? But the kids for the most part loved the convention, and as for the adults, while the convention might have been a bit underwhelming, the after party was, and I quote, a life experience not to be missed. Don't worry though, Mojang would get a do-over just 1 year later during Minecon 2012, and in the time between conventions, Mojang had a lot more time to plan their new and improved Minecon. Tickets were on sale by September 14th for $99 each, just like the previous year, except this time they sold out in 2 hours. And the location? Surely it couldn't be better than last year. I mean, going from a random park to Las Vegas is about as big of a jump as you can get, right? Well, no, because Minecon 2012 was held in Disneyland. I'm not kidding, Mojang rented out the entire studio park at Disneyland Paris for only their second official Minecon, which is about as good as you can get. Naturally, with a location like that and tickets selling out in hours, you can imagine how hyped players were for Minecon 2012, more so than the last year for sure. And Minecon 2011 was already a huge event, so this one would be even bigger. So, over the next few months, Mojang would get everything they needed set up, players would make travel plans and hotel reservations, and everyone prepared for Minecon Paris to begin. On November 25th at 11:30 AM, that's exactly what it did, bringing back many panels from the previous year, plus a few new additions to the event. Minecon 2012 featured a building competition, a notch Q&A, just like in the original 2010 meetup, the release of the brand new Redstone update, and cameos from Minecraft, Hat Films, Fire UK, and Captain Sparkles, some of the most respected Minecraft YouTubers in the world at the time. Oh, and don't worry, though it wasn't exactly official, Notch still threw an insane afterparty at the Cité du Cinéma headlined by Skrillex. It was 2012, people still liked dubstep back then. Overall, Minecon 2012 was really well received, since it was basically just a much more polished version of the previous Minecon, and it set pretty decently high expectations for the future of both the game and the convention. Plus, it was the least cringy Minecon according to YouTube, though it wasn't perfect.
Can you do the Gangnam Style?
But that's alright, because 2013's Minecon held that title of King of Cringe, for a variety of reasons. See, 2013 was the absolute peak of Minecraft's popularity, and the Minecon 2013 announcement caused more hype than any that would come before or after it. Not only that, but they moved to the Orange County Convention Center, the second largest in the United States, which has held some pretty high-profile events in the past. As such, they were able to sell another few thousand tickets for a total of 7,500 attendees. The convention center could actually hold well over 100,000 people, but they decided to keep it small, which is fair enough. The tickets were sold in 3 batches, on July 31st, August 2nd, and August 3rd. The first batch sold out in less than 3 seconds, and the other 2 didn't take much longer. There was so much traffic to the ticket website that it actually crashed multiple times. So when I say Minecon 2013 was gonna be big, it was gonna be big. And oh my god, there was so much planned. 2011 and 2012 were alright, but in between the opening and closing ceremonies of Minecon, there was a total of 51 events, often with multiple going on at once. It was going to be wild. So, over the next 3 months, the hype brewed as everyone awaited the opening of Minecon 2013. And I do mean everyone. Mojang's team, the attendees, the YouTubers that would be featured, the fan bases of the YouTubers, even people that weren't going to Minecon at all were excited to see the official livestream and all of the vlogs that would be posted to YouTube throughout the week. Eventually, the day came, and thousands of excited fans showed up to the Orange County Convention Center for the biggest Minecon yet. Over the next 2 days, there would be YouTuber meet and greets, staff team interviews, contests, talks on server and game development, podcasts, music parodies, and much more. And yes, of course, they held some Q&As for the Mojang staff team. This is where the classic dedicated wham joke came from, along with a lot of other classics, but even still, I would absolutely suggest you watch some of the official Minecraft stream archives or vlogs from during the event. No matter what you saw in the cringe compilation, Minecon 2013 actually had a lot of really cool stuff to offer, more than I could show in this video, and of course, when it was all over, there was no shortage of after parties. In fact, this seems to be the only Minecon that had multiple after parties. There was an official family-friendly one at the Universal Studios Islands of Adventure, but that wasn't it. Just to list a few, the Mindcrack group held their own smaller afterparty outside the convention center, and Notch did a repeat of last year with another huge electronic party, this time at the Tier nightclub in Orlando. To date, Minecon 2013 seems to have been the most successful one Mojang has ever held, at least in terms of how much everyone enjoyed it. It was legendary, with a perfect balance of cringe and grandeur, and there's a pretty good chance that even if you never went to Minecon, you still have some fond memories of arguably Mojang's most incredible event of all time. Then Minecon 2015 happened, and that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge on it, so let's move on. No, I'm kidding, obviously, but seriously, there is almost nothing about Minecon 2015 that's still remaining on the internet. We know it was held at the Excel Center in London on July 4th and 5th, and 10,000 people were able to attend, but that really is about the extent of the surviving official information. How fast did the tickets sell out? The first batch was pretty fast, as Jeb tweeted just 12 minutes later that they had already sold out, but the second batch, I couldn't tell ya. One source says they sold that day, another says it took them 2 weeks, nobody seems to know. How about those legendary after parties that the last 3 Minecons had? Well, they might have existed. I found a travel site in an old tweet referencing an afterparty that might have taken place at a place called The Narrow. Hey, it's my man Vicstar. But it doesn't seem that any official sources even mention the possibility of a party after the event. I mean, even the schedule for the event, the most basic piece of information, has since been taken down from the official guidebook page it was on, and it took me half an hour to find it archived on a streaming VOD website of all places. From this, we can tell that there were a lot of similarities with previous years. Lots of YouTubers, lots of competitions, lots of Q&As, lots of tips on more advanced parts of the game like redstone animation and server management, and so on. But in my opinion, 2015 had more to offer than any of the conventions before it. It featured a lot more about the mobile and console versions of Minecraft, panels for aspiring streamers and YouTubers, showcases for Hypixel and other big servers, and even live speedruns of Minecraft itself and the Diversity 2 puzzle map. It was a lot more modern and action-packed than those before it, focusing a lot more on the wider Minecraft community than just the few that were lucky enough to headline a panel. And honestly, I think that's a good thing. Now, I don't know if anyone actually agrees with me, considering it seems that nobody cared enough about Minecon 2015 to save any of the information about it, but that's alright, because the next year, they did it again. Minecon 2016, hosted at the Anaheim Convention Center in California for over 12,000 attendees. Not much seems to have changed between these two conventions. The speedruns disappeared, and in their place were more competitions and showcases for cool technology like Minecraft VR and the replay mod. But otherwise, they seem to have been very similar, and they were equally as well received, but not well preserved. Even still, they had some very good ideas, many of which I'd consider ahead of their time. Right now, Hypixel's popularity is at an all-time high, Minecraft speedrunning is more well-known than it's ever been, and Minecraft YouTube has been revived and brought to levels that I never thought I would see, with YouTubers like Dream regularly breaking the 50 million view barrier. And with Minecraft Festival 2022 just around the corner, I'm curious to see what they'll do and if they'll carry over any of the unique features from the later Minecons. I can't say for sure whether the Minecraft Festival will be good or not, but I guarantee you it's gonna be interesting. Except, time didn't stop in 2016. Between the last Minecon and the next, there was 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and this year, 2021. So what's been happening for the last 5 years? Well, if you've been active in the Minecraft community during that time period, you probably already know, but let's talk about it anyways. For quite a while after Minecon 2016, nobody really expected anything to change. Minecon 2016 happened, Minecon 2017 would follow, and it would continue like that for as long as Minecon was a thing. But in August of 2017, when players were starting to get curious about the mysterious lack of Minecon anything, an article was published on the Minecraft website announcing Minecon Earth 2017. In it, they explained that because of Minecraft's constantly growing fanbase, it was becoming difficult for them to host these events for such a large audience, while still keeping the feeling of a smaller, close-knit community like they had in previous years. As a reminder, they were hosting over 10,000 people per convention at this point, and considering tickets were selling out within seconds of being released, it's very likely that they could have potentially hosted many more people than that. Maybe even breaking 100,000, who knows. So because of this, they decided to move Minecon into a free live show for everyone to watch online. with no in-person event to be found. This change was not very well liked, for a variety of reasons. After the Minecon Earth stream, viewers noted that it just wasn't really a Minecon, not in the traditional way anyways. To many, this seemed like 90 minutes of advertisements for Mixer, or the new Xbox, or Minecraft Story Mode, or this TNT mug they were selling, or anything else that Microsoft thought they could make a profit on. They did show off the new 1.13 Aquatic update, and even had the audience vote on a mob to be added along with it. That ended up being the Phantom, but those were really the only positives of the event. It lost the sense of being driven by the community, which is exactly what they said they didn't want to happen. But fortunately, Mojang recognized the issues, and they improved on them. Unfortunately, they didn't go back to live conventions, but they did try to make the next Minecon better. Still not an actual Minecon, in fact they even dropped the name Minecon back in 2020, but from 2018 to 2020, and presumably this year, in 2021, they've been slowly improving the streams and making them a bit more enjoyable. Just like in 2017, they've shown off the cool new updates for all versions of the game and held quite a few votes on new biomes and mobs. That last one might have had a bit of drama surrounding it, but at the end of the day we still got radioactive Squidward, so I'm appeased. And hopefully it'll only get better with time. Minecraft Live 2021 seems like it'll be fun, and I'm sure that 2022 and onwards will be just as good, so Wait, why did it get all dark? What's going on? I don't know what's happening. Minecraft Festival 2022, baby. After 5 excruciatingly long years, we finally are going back to a real live Minecraft Festival instead of those boring live streams. Yeah, I said it, they sucked. They were like a Minecraft blog post in video form. I don't even play the new updates, who cares? Now we get a real one. It was actually supposed to happen this year and it got pushed back because of coronavirus, but to be honest, if anything, that only hyped it up even more. I swear, I can't go a week without seeing my friends talking about Minecon 2022 or talking about it myself, so yeah, you could say there's pretty high expectations. And I probably should be prepared for disappointment, but that's alright, because Cape good, Minecon good, who cares if the rest of it sucks? And I don't think it will, for the record. I think there's so much potential for the next real Minecon. But we will just have to see. That's gonna be it for the video, boys. Hope y'all enjoyed, but before you go, I have some important plugs. I know some of you already know this, but I haven't talked about my other platforms in probably half a year now. So, quick advertisement of that. I have a Discord server that's free to join to any and all of you, full of lots of memes, cool discoveries, and everything else you need to keep up to date on the channel. I have a Twitch, and at the moment I'm playing servers with viewers and friends, doing an Alpha 1.1.1 survival playthrough, and I'm also going through the story mode of another game, Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It's a really fun, beautiful parkour game that also has a ton of cool glitches, out of bounds areas, speedrun strats, and so on. So I have a lot of plans for the future with that. And lastly, I have a Twitter, where you'll see such banger tweets as Unga Bunga, Goth GF Wen, Banana Orangutan Om Nom Nom, and K-pop Phantom War Strategies. Links to all of these in the description if you are interested in checking out any or all of them. This video took quite a while to make, so it would be definitely appreciated if you could give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. But that's about all I have to say, so thank you for watching, and have yourselves a good one. Peace, peace.